Good morning, guys. Welcome back to our channel. And today we would like to talk about ugly truth behind dating apps. We thought it's an extremely interesting topic to share our dating experience on dating websites,
On
dating
different dating
apps
apps.
in different countries as well. So we lived in Ukraine, Dubai, UAE, and now London. But Lena has also used the app in
Were
Austria
in the, for half a day.
still. So overall experience is very interesting because I think we have completely different thought, opinion about it. I think that's the best place to
Really?
meet someone because I think this 90% of people meet in our age as well. So we are 37 boyfriends only on dating apps, and we know lots of friends who are married now and they started dating because they met on Tinder or Bumble. I don't really know any other dating apps. I've never used any other apps, and I don't know anyone who uses them, so I can't share anything. So I said it's my experience is positive, even though I had some extremely bad dates. But I believe in dating apps. You, on the contrary, don't think that's they're great, right?
I think it works for some people, but to be honest, it's not all that positive. Let's be honest, some people that we know that met on dating apps, they are, although they are married, they are looking for new people on those dating apps. So I do not honestly think that it was. I mean, maybe it was successful, but for a short time.
So maybe
And
let's start with this. This is one of the first cons of dating apps is that there are a lot of people, and we know both men and women who are dating apps, and they are currently in relationship. They are either bored or they want to end their relationship, but they don't want to break up until they find a better option. Uh,
so what they do, because we know such people. That's why it's a true story. It's not theoretically we are saying that. What they're doing is that they are trying to play a very safe game. Basically, they are still in the relationships, but they are trying to find an upgrade. It's not nice to say that,
But it's
but
true,
an
yeah.
upgrade. But they're doing it, in my opinion, not in a very honest way because they don't want this, not a very nice time when they're single and they are divorced or they're not in the relationship to face the truth that something didn't work out. So what they're doing is they're searching for a new option to be like, hey, so you know what? I met another person. Thanks for everything, but bye.
I think
In
it's
my opinion, why is it not honest? It's not honest, first of all, of course, to the person who you're dating or you're married, because this person probably doesn't know that. Or even if this person knows that and does the same thing, I think that people have to be adults to face the truth and probably to split, to be honest. What I think is quite cruel is the people who you're texting with, most likely they think that you're truly single
because that's
and
the
you're
idea
not,
of
because
dating
this
apps
is the
now.
idea, and you're not married or you're not in the relationship. Because, for example, to me, it's awful, honestly, if someone is married or whatever and is pretending that it's single. I think that it's it's horrendous.
But I want to say that we know both men and women, so we don't blame any gender specific. So some people are just bored, so they decide. We also know a married couple who does that. They are bored and they move to a different country or to a different city, so they decide why not check out the dating life in
And
this
you know what is a
city.
fun
And
fact?
it's like, I think it's
Yeah.
extremely. I think it's actually cruel towards other people because I think using dating app and dating in general is already difficult. It's difficult to find
It
someone
is.
interesting. So when you find someone interesting and this person is actually there because they're just bored, it's awful.
It's awful, and you know what is really interesting? But also we've noticed that these people that are doing that, they are sure that they're going to find somebody else
Yeah,
like
like
this. They're like, oh, come on. And then they're shocked that
And then they go back to their
and they go back to their
relationships. That's why they don't break up.
Exactly, that's why they don't break up. But it's awful, in my opinion.
Second thing is, of course, self-esteem boost. People, and not only people, but some people just swipe. They watch TV, they watch, I don't know, like Netflix, and they have zero intentions to do something afterwards, but they just want to upload their picture and to know that someone else likes them. They're not interested even to text, not even texting. It's just, I don't know, they are bored at work. They just swipe, and then they receive match, and they're like, because people are like,
I'm still
these
hot.
for some reason people receive these dopamine from likes, but you have zero effort because you don't really do anything afterwards. The third one are texters. There are loads of couch potatoes who have zero intentions to do something, even though they're single, even though they say, for example, that they want a relationship, if they find someone extremely
They don't even
cool,
want to meet you in real life.
yeah, but they only
They're just texters.
they want texting,
Texters.
and it's enough because
But
there's this
searching-
idea that there is a person they are close with, but they are not close enough in order to get bored, have problems, talk. Communication is for some reason extremely difficult to people nowadays. So this is the easiest way to be super cool,
Yeah,
because
Someone
people
is
don't
always
look the same in real life. Some
Yeah.
people are always positive and fun, even when their life is awful.
and some people is great when it comes to texting. Like they are
Some people
so
are so fun texting, but then you
they're
meet
amazing
sometimes
when
people
you meet
and
them
they're
in
like,
real life, and they're like,
we need to share with you one experience that
and it's
we
like,
had. So basically, there was, maybe you can. It's better if you tell your experience with the guy who is crazy and great about texting in Dubai.
yeah. So it was when we lived in Dubai. So honestly, this was like probably the best pen pal that I've ever had. It was like, oh my god, he was fun. He was like really amazing and very brave.
But he kept texting
When
all
it
the
was
time.
yeah,
We
but
were making fun that
he was
doesn't even take time for
texting
Beth.
all of the time. But okay, we agreed to meet.
But
blah,
when
blah,
did
blah.
you agree
But
to meet? When you said that you not looking for
no,
pen-
no. We agreed to meet before that. But what did he do when actually the time came for us to meet? He pretended that he doesn't remember it. He was like, because we agreed to meet in the museum. It was in Dubai in the museum.
No.
And I said,
He didn't book it, and then there was no tickets. So
and he was like, yeah, oh, I'm really sorry, I forgot to book it. So, and he didn't ask for
To
another
reschedule,
to reschedule. He wasn't interested, and when I was like, to be honest, I'm not looking for like a pen pal. Should we meet? He was unhappy about that. You could like understand by the way like he was texting that he was like, okay, I have to meet her, and then we met, and in real life. He was shy. He was a completely different person. Those people, that's why they don't
They have
want to meet in
completely
real
different
life.
personality, no?
In
Online
offline, they don't even know how to act. They are very like insecure. It's fine to be shy and insecure. It's okay, but it's not okay if it's two completely different personalities. One offline, or one online. Because when you meet these people in real life, you're like, oh my god, like you're so much different, and
But-
it's creepy in a way.
But I want to tell the crazy thing that we've done. So we wanted to make a kind of an experiment. If I found this guy and we matched, just to see if maybe they just didn't match with Lena, to see if the behavior is going to be different or it's the same kind of behavior all the time. And it was exactly the same. Like there was a pattern that he's there, like nothing. He's just texting. He's not interested to talk.
It's exactly the same. The problem is not you. The problem is that this person is just lying on the couch and he's just texting. That's everything that this guy will ever want from you. endless texting.
Then, of course, I think that's the most boring one. It's I'm not sure about women on dating apps that are only after sex, but there are a lot of men that are only after sex. One thing that I was very curious. So basically, I watched a couple of videos about male experience on dating apps, and all of the men say the same thing, that it's a numbers game because women receive so much more attention from men, that the only way to get a match they need to swipe hundreds of
Profiles.
women, and then they receive one or two matches a week. I was very, very surprised to hear that. So they are not ashamed to say that it's a numbers game. Basically, they swipe like crazy, and then they send exactly the same messages to all the women because they just don't even want to bother, because they know that's not going to be a long conversation, like communication, because women receive so much attention that they are going to ghost you and match you for no reason and stuff like that. But I want to say our opinion is that it's extremely obvious to understand that someone who texts you, and it's even a very interesting text or a nice text, that this is a text that dozens of other girls receive. So there is absolutely nothing personal. You understand that you're just one of dozens. So this is what I really, really, really don't like. I understand why they're saying that they need to do it, but at the same point, maybe it's better to stick to one or two quality relations rather than just text everyone. Because if not, it's super obvious that it's not part conversation.
Also, it's really rare that someone asks you specifically something that is about you. It's so rare. Usually, what I, for example, see is that everyone asks, "What are your red and green flags? What are you looking
Why
in a
are you
man?"
still single?
It's like a conversation about nothing, because I can say what I'm looking for a man, and this guy is like, "You're what I'm looking for." What?
Ooh,
Also, what I wanted to say, same phrase that all of the guys use if they are looking for sex. But to be honest, we rarely have these cases, because I think when guys go to first dates with us, they can tell straight away that we are boring, because first of all, we sometimes meet during lunchtime. I don't drink at all.
I don't drink at all, but I mean
I drink,
lunchtime.
okay, like one glass of wine, and my conversations are usually quite serious. It's not like easy and fun, like woohoo, woohoo. So we really end up in this second in these situations. But when we do, I would say one amazing phrase, which is genius, that guys use and girls believe it, is that they always say, when you ask, "So what are you looking for?" The guy replies, "I say you honestly that I'm looking for a relationship. But if I feel
If I find someone,
if I find someone and I feel that we have this like genuine connection, then of course I'm more than happy to be in the relationship."
But first, like, there's nothing wrong with it. I think you're not supposed to like hunt for a relationship.
Of course.
But at the same time, I understand that this is a very, very smart, because there you can't be blamed afterwards, because he has never told you that he's interested in anything more. Like,
I told you, I'm sorry,
can
I
be
can't
fun,
say
it
that
can
I'm
be-
interested in the relationship. I told you that if I feel this connection, then yes.
I guess it's
but
not with you.
it's not with you. Sorry, but I told you it straight from the very beginning. So I think if a guy tells you this, just run.
So for me, one thing that I always say, and I think it's works for me for sure, is I don't drink, so, and I don't pretend to be someone else. I don't really eat late, so I'm not going to pretend to be more fun than I am if you are not interested in having conversation with me. And I've been told this. I usually joke a lot, and I laugh a lot and smile and stuff like that. But I've been told several times that, oh, but I need to remember the phrase that I've been told. But we're going to have a different vibe or something like that. Why don't you
I
drink?
thought it's going
Maybe
to
one
be
cocktail,
more. Remember this guy in Dubai? What he told you? I thought it's
No,
going
it was
to
here.
be
It was
more,
exactly the same place.
more. I think so. I think
Oh, I've been
that
also told that you can't trust people who don't drink. So basically, it pressures you into drinking.
okay, here I can tell you, for example, feedback from British people that they told me on the date when I said, "Oh, to be honest, like I don't drink lately, and I really don't want to drink. I don't want to force myself to drink. Why?" And the guy was like, and then after some time, he told me, to be honest, for a British person, we are so socially awkward, and it's very difficult for us to relax. So we have to drink, like I have to drink, you have to drink, for us to open more, to be more relaxed, etc. So for him, it's a huge minus if, for example, I come to a date and I say, "Oh, I'm not going to drink," because he can't relax. He's sitting next to me and he's like, "Oh, this is a problem. She's not drinking." I was told that on the date. I was also told in the date that this was so weird. That oh, you're a twin? Yeah, because we are twins. So why are you looking for a relationship? It was in the same place as well. I was like, to find a guy, blah blah. And he was like, "Yeah, but don't you think it's not honest? Because you will never find a person who's closer to you than your twin sister." And he was angry with me. He was like really angry with me. I was like,
But I think it's a different. We should record a different episode when we tell about various strange dates, and we have quite. We
yeah,
can. It can be a very long episode of lots of really hilarious experiences. But I also want to tell you that it was
I don't
for
know.
us very interesting because we lived for 7 months in Dubai, and to be honest, there it's extremely difficult to find someone interesting, even to go on a date. And people there want to text all the time. And when people moved here, one of the reasons we were very excited to move was we thought, oh, it's London. There are so many
The
people who live
variety is
here,
like,
so
ooh.
like, it's impossible not to find your perfect person here.
Yeah.
I was actually shocked because statistically 40% of Brits are single. So it should mean that people are willing to go out and meet, but at the same time, I think because we live in London, maybe it's one of the reasons as well. People are so tired of their commuting and work, and everything is so stressful that it seems like people prefer to stay at home and not communicate at all because we don't really see that much of eagerness to meet. Because when we lived in Ukraine, it's also an interesting thing because most of men who came to Ukraine, they knew that they were there on a for short trip,
Time,
so
yeah.
they have to meet if they're interested. So people who are there, they are not there to text because they are bored. They are there because they have maybe they're there for sex, maybe they're there for a relationship. It's different stories, but they are willing to meet straight away.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Here, it's completely different story. It can take months. Okay, well, not months, but
Not
weeks.
months, but weeks,
Weeks
yeah.
of communication, and then it's like
You're just getting
bored
so
and you're
tired
like,
of this
why?
communication.
And the guy thinks that we find someone better. No, it's just you're just bored of this texting thing. So these are also very different things between UK, UAE.
I can tell from my experience that the best place for me for dates was for sure Ukraine. You start texting and the guy invites you straight away because he's there for a very short time, and usually it really ended up in a story. So there were guys that were interested in more than just texting
Or sex. It
or
was like,
sex. Yeah, they were
do
interested.
you even have friends now? No.
Yeah, I even have friends now because
When you go to a different country, you just see each
yeah,
other.
yeah, because
for
they are
coffee.
like they were interested in something. They invited you straight away. For some reason, it worked in Ukraine, but with foreigners. Here we are talking about foreigners. We're not talking about Ukrainian
Because
guys.
I don't think it's that. Oh no, like I have an experience where we became friends and we're still
Okay.
talking.
Yeah.
It's probably
So it's
the only
possible.
guy that because I have this thing. If you, I like the person, I offer to be friends, and usually men hate me for that, and
They hate you for that.
pretend to be interested to be friends, but then it's
They
like
hate you. Yeah.
I'll for a couple of more months we'll go out and try to be your friend, but I'll still try to have something more, but then they just hate me. But there is one guy that we became actually friends. We are still friends, and told him honestly that there is no match. spark rapport at his Ukrainian, and but I would love to be friends, and we are friends
Yeah,
years
yeah, yeah,
later.
yeah.
But I want finishing this episode. I wanted to tell you that I'm in a long-term relationship now, and I have found my boyfriend on Bumble. So this is one of the reasons why I think that it works, because I also had previous relationship that I found and started dating apps. So this is this is why I believe that it can work. Maybe it's difficult and struggle, but it still can work because rarely people meet outside on the streets. I think only twice I was approached on the streets in London by men, and I don't go to the office. I don't work somewhere where I can meet people. So it's impossible, to be honest, for me to meet someone new. I'm not English in London. I don't really have any hobbies where I can meet anyone else. That's why
Yeah.
I think that's the only place for me to meet someone.
I would say that you can compare it to basically with work. Perfect scenario for me, of course, would be not to meet on the dating app. Of course not. Perfect scenario would be to meet in real life. So it's more like, to me, it's way more romantic, to be honest. It's like with work. It's perfect when someone recommends you, right? Then you know friends, for example, straight away.
No, that's just
Or this is like a perfect
but it never
scenario.
happened to us, like not even once.
But I think in life it happens, to be honest, most likely when you are much younger.
Yeah.
You need to be or
School,
in high
university.
school or in the university. I
Rarely
think,
at
to be
work.
honest, if you are over 30, then chances are extremely low, honestly, to meet someone, a friend of friend, or someone at work. Honestly, I think the chances are very low. Uh, Although it's perfect for me, and I really hope that for me it will happen this way. One other thing is that you just have, I think, to think about this as applying to the job. You apply to like thousands of jobs, thousands. It takes you months. Sometimes to find a job, it can take you more than half a year, and you struggle and you receive this like, oh, I'm sorry, but you're not the perfect fit for this position. Here it's the same. You have to treat it the same. Of course, it didn't work out. It's okay. It's not the problem. Is not you. The problem is not. This is not your person. That's it. Like,
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't think that's a numbers game. You still have to have personal approach to it.
for sure, personal approach.
Have a look if you like this person first, and not just start talking or swipe just because you
Quality
swipe
over
everyone.
quantity, for
This thing,
sure.
and also, I think don't. One of the main things for me is don't pretend to be someone else. There's nothing wrong if you have one date and it's great, but you still don't think it's your person.
Yeah.
Don't pretend to be someone else, and don't think that a week or two later you're going to find some kind of similar things or
Yeah. Don't
connection.
pretend.
If it is there, it's there. If it's not, it's not. Don't.
We know cases when we have female friends that pretend. They say, for example, we know for sure that she really wants to get married. And when they meet these guys, and guys tell them, I don't want to get married, and she's like, I don't want to get married as well. And it's like,
I want to get married, but let's.
no. She tells this. She's telling
Okay.
us this is an open conversation.
Yeah.
But it's not an open conversation. He already told you it's not an open conversation. So don't lie to yourself. Be yourself. If you're not positive and you are not in a good mood, for example, be yourself. If this person is scared that you're not always like happy and positive and excited and amazing, then it's okay.
Ooh, but
It's
these are
life.
advice for a relationship. We also talked about one more thing, that why with some profiles that we really don't like. For example, Lena is not going to have anyone who's wearing sunglasses. You said because
It's
everyone
not
looks
even that I'm not going to swipe. It's
Not
60% of guys on apps like Bumble, let's say, you can't even tell what is his appearance, because it's like this.
sunglasses.
And always sunglasses, because let's be honest, everyone looks great in sunglasses.
Please don't lie about your height. Please don't lie about
Please
your height.
don't lie
There's
about
no
your
point
height.
to invite someone and
And
think that that later she will see that I'm much shorter, but my personality will.
And I think another rule that has to be all your pictures have to be 1 2 years old.
Oh.
Because if you're posting pictures, I had this example
From
of
10
a
years
guy
ago?
that posted pictures from 10 15 years ago, and you show up to this date and you see that the guy is like he's way older than you thought. It is lying. It is lying. It won't change if he's extremely nice or whatever. He lied in the first place. If he lied once, that's it. Like,
So, guys, thank you so much for watching us. Please let us know what is your experience. I'm sure that every single person has an experience on dating apps. Tell us what's your experience. We would love to know. And
and see you later.